I've been in the garden for 36 years. My children were brought up here. Being in the garden is a wonderful way to meet lots of different people from lots of different places. When I started, it was Italians and Irish people, and they grew tomatoes and eggplants, and now we have people from the Caribbean, South America, Central America, North Africa, Eastern Europe, China, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Vietnam, and all of those people contribute to a very vibrant garden community where we would never meet each other in any other realm. Outside, people stop and ask me about tomatoes and mint and flowers. In the garden, we have praying mantis, swallowtail butterfly caterpillars, and monarch butterfly caterpillars. It's a wonderfully vibrant, active part of the Herter Gardens, and I hope that we can keep our spot here near the center of things.
How long have you been in the garden?
Yeah, 28.
28 years? Wow.
I've been here now for 17 years. I love my garden. In our garden there is a lot of organic soil, there is a love, there is work, there is our sweat, there is our blood in this garden. And we cannot accept that they want to move us in another place. Thank you.
For almost 20 years. My son grew up learning how to plant. I'm sorry. But the garden's really important to a lot of people. My favorite story is some people were walking by one day and asked to come in to see the garden. It was a couple with a little girl. The little girl was from Ethiopia. And she saw my raspberry bushes and never saw a raspberry before. And so we sat and ate raspberries together. That's something that, it's a memory that you take with you, and it's so important that you're sharing with others. And I'm sorry I'm so emotional, but you caught me. This is a place that I actually thought I would spend until I couldn't work anymore. And I hope we get to keep it, because if it moves, I won't be moving with it. I've invested years of time in planting, cultivating, growing, eating. This is food that I've put on my table as well. Thank you.
Been in the garden for about 5 years now. We started small before I met Caitlin, and then she joined the club.
You brought me here on our second date.
Yeah, it's a true story.
And actually you brought me vegetables from your garden on our first date.
I did. And then 4 years later,
we got married.
Yeah, 3 years later I proposed to you here.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have a lot of special history here.
All healthy, and believe or not, I went to see my doctor, all the tests come back negative. I have biopsy on breast cancer, negative. Uterus, negative. I eat all of that, and I depend on that, this sport, my life.
All right, so my name is Will. It's my partner Sarah, and this is our garden that we love so much. We put a lot of work into it. Initially, we used to rebuild the garden every year and try to make it look nice until we finally decide to have one set up and grow flowers to make it look nice, especially for the people walking around. So yeah, we focus on flowers mostly and just a few vegetables. We like this area because we get to socialize a lot. We talk to people that walk by, people that walk into the garden. We really enjoy, especially we have a lot of bees and insects that we like, so yeah, it's very sad to hear that we might be losing our garden. We tried our best to keep it. We really enjoy not just the people that walk around, but other neighbors in the garden.
I've been here about 46, 47 years.
What does the garden mean to you?
It means to me a lot. I've been here with the kids and they grow up. They used to come here and everything else.
I hope we can stay. Do you want to stay here?
I want to stay here, yes. Until I die.
How long have you been gardening here?
I am 12 years, and also I want to save my garden, all garden, and I have a twin autism boy. They like it. They come here, growing tomatoes, beans, and they enjoy whole day. They are sit down. It's a fresh weather, fresh environment, everything. Sometimes we have a picnic. They like it. They enjoy it, and I hope this garden will stay there, and for our family, our kids, and our all gardener.
6 years. I have a 6 year here, and we very enjoy my garden. We love. We make me busy, make me good, healthy.
So I've been gardening here about 10 years, and I've done these zinnias for most of that time. They attract an enormous array of pollinators, butterflies, every kind of bee.
What is that vegetable that you grew?
It's opus squash.
How big did that get? How could that have gotten so big?
Just naturally it grows like that.
How long have you been gardening here?
It's 10 years.
What do you grow mostly?
Vegetables and flowers.
I've probably been in this garden for over 15 years, but I was here for the first community gardening conference in 1975 or 76, right when it was founded, with Adele Herter and many others. And there's some wonderful stories from the early days, but really the idea was to enlarge the opportunity for people to learn about gardening and have it be like a pilot educational as well as food production in those days along the river that was part of the Art and Environment Center, the Herter Center. Community gardens were something we fought for that was really, at one point pitted against housing, but is now part of the whole notion of affordable housing and open space are equated now. And so much has happened in progress, and I'm hoping that with the master plan we can coexist and this will remain, because it really is got tremendous history and viability and value where it is. The windmill, as I recall, was originally part of the whole notion of in the early 70s of really looking at alternatives and alternative energy, and some of it grew out of an institute called New Alchemy, and one of the first directors there was Greg Watson, who later became the Commissioner of Food and Agriculture for the state of Massachusetts, working with Schumacher. And he took his divining rod and found water, and we put up a windmill, and it actually pumped the water, and we actually had a hand pump in those days. And the idea is to continue that tradition, having this garden be a model for green practices, resiliency, everything from gray water to solar and photovoltaics, and having people really see in action how we can utilize the river and the land in a very sustainable way.
We are gardening this on almost 10 years. We cultivate too many kinds of vegetable. My kids are always coming here. They play inside the garden, outside the garden. We heard somebody trying to take the garden, different purpose. I don't know what kinds of thing. We are very upset. We want to protect this one, we are very upset. We like our garden. That's it. Thank you.
We've been here for 45 years, since 1976 when it first started. And we're still here. We take our kids, now our grandchildren, so it's been very nice. The food, the fresh vegetables. What are we going to do if the garden is no longer here? We jar 50 jars of tomatoes every year. We will miss our sauce. My kids will miss it. Everything is organic. It's great.
We are here almost 5 years. We gardening because we originally came from Bangladesh. This is on our blood to like grow up the vegetable and do the gardening, and we love those ones. Not only we, here is a lots of people came every day in summertime to work right here with family, and they enjoy to see our garden. And this is actually natural thing. We have to think about that. Day by day global warming going up, and our politician, our leaders, they never think like that for save the nature. This is a small area, we know that we can do big thing, but if we try from a small, it will be going big. So we have to think about that. We have to save our garden, we have to save our future. This is a natural vegetable we get from here. It's not like we grow up here and we eat that. We serve lots of people in our community who don't have garden also. So please think about that. We have to think about not only this, in USA, other community garden also. Everybody should come together and talk about that, think about that. Please save our garden, save nature, save our future. Thank you.